Hey y'all, just wanted to say a quick little thing. I did not get this FlossTube uploaded before I left for StitchCon. So StitchCon weekend A is basically over. It's a really late Saturday night. And so, yeah, I'm going to try to upload it now. And thanks for watching.
Hey y'all, my name is Sarah. I'm from Memphis, and this is my channel about cross stitch. Welcome, welcome. Today is Tuesday, June the 10th, and it is StitchCon Eve. So where else in the whole wide world would I be? Where else would I be other than filming a floss tube? This is just how it goes, right? Nothing changes, except I am now the proud owner of an LNS here in Memphis, Stitchers Memphis, and that's why I've been gone the last 3 months, because life has been busy. Busy is an understatement. I have never been busier in my whole life. I have never taken care of the multitude of challenges, experienced some of these wonderful joys. I mean, like, so much has been going on. I really don't even know where to start, except that when we left off, it was the end of February, and I was just days away from taking possession of my new LNS here in Memphis, Stitchers Memphis. So the previous LNS, Stitchers Inc., had been here almost 30 years. For most of the 30 years in this same location. So I had big plans, right? When I took it over, I was going to be doing some renovations, getting everything online in the computer, like, because everything was just, on paper, getting my inventory in the computer so I could check people out with the scanner and not do handwritten invoices, things like that. I had definite goals. I had a vision for the shop, which I wasn't always the best about communicating to my wonderful family, friends, and team. However, we made it through it. My husband was like, if you buy one more table or chair, I'm gonna lose my mind. But we made it. We made it through it. Probably near the end of this video, I'm gonna put like some before and after pictures and some footage. But really, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to my family, my friends, people in the community. I could not have opened an LNS without them. Absolutely not. We worked from March to April. We closed March 1st was our first day, and we closed the shop. And I thought we could do this in 2 weeks. Okay, but we did it in 4, okay? But I could not have done this without my family and friends. There is no way. We worked 12 plus hour days for an entire month straight. My sister-in-law stayed in town. She lived out of town. She came in town twice. She stayed for weeks at a time, and she said she took the second shift because she came in around 10. And we'll stay till like 10. My mom was living in Wisconsin at the time. She has since moved back to Memphis, so I'm so excited about that. But anyway, she was coming in at the crack of dawn and leaving late, and she stayed for weeks. She even extended, I think she had to get another plane ticket. She extended her stay by another week. I mean, I kept thinking things were gonna work out in the timeline, and I was gonna be able to be open before April 1st, but that didn't happen. But yeah, I got open right at the beginning of April, and we did it. We have things in the computer. We have a happy, bustling shop. And my whole goal was just to have a shop that fosters just a really sense of stitchy community. We have an open stitching anytime in our stitching room. We have Thursday stitch nights. We have groups planning meets here, coming in on all different days. I love it. The shop is a happy place. I want it to be happy, open, and welcoming. The shop is both a cross stitch and a needlepoint shop. So, I've learned a lot about needlepoint the last few years, trying to prepare myself for this adventure, maybe over a year and a half now, that I've been learning about needlepoint and loving it, loving it, loving it. So this channel is going to basically stay the same as before, except I am going to add a section, but when I get a little further down the line, like shop updates or something to that effect. And I'll tell you when it's coming, and you can either skip it or you know, enjoy it, whichever you so choose. But yeah, I'm going to stick to my stitching, do some shop updates, and some needlepoint. That's basically how this is going to go. So the stitching has taken a hit. And I know I say that sometimes and y'all are always like, oh yeah, but you get so much stitching done. But no, I haven't. I have proof. So this is March. At least I have stickers in the book because I don't know that I stitched after market. Yeah, because I went to Nashville Needlework Market in March. That was great. It's my first time as a shop owner actually buying things. It's a little bit different than going to help your friends and meet all your other friends. And yeah, it's a little bit different level of responsibility and stressfulness, but I got through it. This is April. April looks equally as pitiful. I didn't write anything down. I have stitched some, but nothing written in May. Nope. And then I've got June. Okay, so nothing written yet, but oops, those were my grand whip go plans. No. Plans are not happening for cross stitch right now. But I am heading to StitchCon tomorrow morning. And so I am going to do some stitching over the weekend. I am very excited. My friend Zan, Crazy Band Lady Stitches, and I, we're going to ride up together. We're going to pick up Bobby from Pumpkin Creek Primitives on the way, and we're just looking forward to really an amazing weekend. I am looking forward to an amazing long weekend. I didn't get to attend StitchCon last year. I had to cancel at the last minute. My husband had some surgery he had to have, and so it's been a minute since I've been up there. While I'm there, I am super excited to see everybody, hang out, get some stitching in. I have a little bucket list that I've already shared with Zan of things I would like to do that I haven't done in the past while I was there. One of them is to go to this grocery store called Jungle Gems. My friends Justine and Jackie from X's and Hoes, they have gone several times, I think, when they've gone for StitchCon. Or did they only go to StitchCon once? I can't remember, but I remember them enjoying it so much. So that's on my list to do. There is a large antique mall store where Zan has gone with some friends before. That's on my list to do. And if there are any fabric stores in the general vicinity, not too far out, I would like to go see that to see if I could find some fabrics for finishing. With Joanne's gone now, we do have a quilting store or two in town. They're just not near to me, and it's hard to get over there. So I would like to find just some things for some finishing. Anyway, those are my StitchCon goals, in addition to getting some stitching in, right? So let's talk about some stitching. Okay, so did I say this is FlossTube number 43? This is FlossTube number 43, not too bad. I have had some fully finishes since the last time I saw you. One of them I'm using for some shop models. So here we go. These are the berry baskets, the hands-on designs. We've got the blackberry and strawberry and blueberry. And Jen and I did a stitch along together last summer, berry basket sale, some such thing. And then I started finishing these in the winter, and then I put them down. And I mean, berries are hard. I know I talked about this last time. And you know, I did different things, different techniques. There's things I like about some more than others. I feel like you're really far away from me, and you are, because this table is deeper and I don't have the adapter, so I don't know how good the lighting is. But these are some wonky looking strawberries. I'm kind of okay with that because, you know, they're just kind of primitive and out there. And look how, that's my blueberry. This one's probably the most well-behaved strawberry because look at the top on that one. And then I have this one, but I love this one. I love the blackberry so much. Yeah, that one's, it's super cute. It's super cute. So, you know, I have mixed emotions about them, but they turned out really cute and I like them. And they're just living in this little basket with the charts in the hopes that someone else will think that they need to stitch a berry too, right? Because they are really cute. Yeah. I mean, if I had these at home, I'd definitely have them in a little dough bowl or something. It's summertime. All right, so that was an FFO. And then if you're doing the StitchCon Smalls Exchange and you don't want to see this, my other FFO is my ornament. So it's going to be an ornament for my StitchCon Smalls Exchange. I had this chart in stash, Sisters and Best Friends, Jolly Old Saint Nick. I thought that was really cute. This is from 2002. Yep. And I did a conversion on this. So it just called for, well, it looks like it called for some fancy floss. It doesn't say which, and some DMC. But what I did was I used some almond M&Ms, silks. Beautiful. My friend Ymir, almond M&Ms. I'm excited to see her tomorrow, hopefully, or the next day. All right, but anyway, here's how we go. There he is. He turned out super cute. I stitched him on a piece of, I believe it's 32 count vintage country mocha. I used a little bit of whisper on around his hat, and just picked an old, like an antique button out of some that Zan had given me. I did I used a Krynic custom quarter, and I did 3 color cording. So I've got like a white, an ecru, and a color similar to the silk. I just matched it from my book. I backed it with some fabric I had, and then embroidered, my daughter embroidered for me StitchCon 2025 on it. Luckily, I always forget this, but luckily I fell within the rules with the StitchCon trademark, because I see where they posted a post in the Facebook group that you're only supposed to, the only way you can use StitchCon or StitchCon 2025 or something like that, because it's trademarked, is if you do it with a needle and thread. So whew, I lucked out on that, right? I'll have to try to remember that in the future. But there he is, and I just had some of this extra ribbon in my finishing stash from a big box store at some point, I'm sure. Anyway, so that is going up to StitchCon for someone. I got to put a little bag of goodies together, and I love the Smalls Exchange. It's my favorite part of the retreat. It is because, like, we all know how long it takes to choose a pattern, you choose your floss, your fabric, what am I gonna do? Then you have to spend the time stitching it, and then you have to spend the time finishing it, which that's the real kicker, right? I always underestimate how long it's gonna take me to finish this stuff. All right, so those were my 2 FFOs. And then my other finish is a Stacy Nash animal cracker, which this one too is one I plan to use as a shop model. As soon as I can get him FFO'd. And he's really wrinkly. Sorry, I did not have time to iron anybody, but here he is. Oh, get that little thread out of there. I stitched him on a piece of 36 count suede by Needle Bling. That is the called for. And I used all of the called for fancy floss for this one, because I really was trying to kind of keep him true to form for the shop model. And he is so cute. Like, are you getting this? Do you see those whiskers? I love them. He's adorable. He's adorable. So I have a spool already picked out, and I am gonna like put some thread through his needle, and he's gonna stay perched on a spool. Well, you know, just like the picture. That's the goal. While I was enjoying stitching bobbin, he lived in one of my favorite little portfolios from Sheba Designs. I love this one so much, y'all. I love a dinosaur. So does my grandson, Rhodes. He loves dinos too. I'm so excited I have a fellow dino lover in the family. I was thinking about watching and doing like a Jurassic Park marathon rewatch thing the other day, because there's a new one coming out. So I go to do it. Yeah, no, I have a million channels. Literally, my husband, we pay for a million channels. Nope, you had to buy every single Jurassic Park movie except the most recent one. I'm like, really? Do you know how many times I watch Jurassic Park all the time, or any of its sequels? And I'm like, it's just because the new movie's coming out. I guess that's the game plan, right? But it was sort of irritating. So I just watched the most recent one and called it good enough. All right, so new starts. Can you believe I only have one new start? I mean, if you knew the busyness that's been going on, you wouldn't be that surprised. I started this for my friend Colleen, Rebel Stitcher Designs, for her birthday. Her birthday stitch along was like #No Naked Critters Sal. I thought that was so cute. And she turned 50 in May, and it was like for her whole birthday month. So for the very last day in May for her birthday month, I squeaked in a new start, one that I've been wanting to start for a long time. I don't know if this is gonna show up that well, but this is Ermine, and it's by Svetlana Sikar. I'll put on here like where you can get it. You get it on Etsy. And let me just kind of zoom in a little bit. Do you see this precious thing? I am obsessed. He is fantastic. Sorry about the glare. Now, do you see that precious thing's sweater? Okay, so when I pulled the colors for that sweater, I'm like, why is this sweater orange? It is orange. The colors were orange. But when I look at this, all I see is a red Valentine's Day sweater. I don't know why. That's what I saw. So I did change the colors to kind of like a pinker range. And unfortunately, I've left that entire project bag at home with my conversion in it. But I had the tiniest little start. There we go. This is on a piece of Atomic Ranch blush. It's a 28 count linen, and yeah, I mean, he's cute. I got to start in on him. I'm happy with him. I love this. I love this chart. I've had it for probably over a year or more and wanted to start it. So I'm glad I got that started. Okay, another whips. Okay, let's get to the whips. This isn't going to be super long. All right, this one got some attention in May. This is Mermaid of the Pearls by Mirabilia. She is out of print, but not impossible to find. She's copyright was 1997. She is one of Nora Corbett's most heavily beaded mermaids. She is the only mermaid I have going by Nora Corbett or Mirabilia right now. It has taken every ounce of my willpower not to start another mermaid. But this is like a self-imposed rule, right? That I cannot start another mermaid till I finish this one. I mean, she has so much bling and so much Kreinik. So I did get a good bit done on her since the last time you've seen her. I did work on her a good bit in May, and I was able to move the Q-snap down. Look how wrinkly and terrible that is. This is Kelpie by Under the Sea Fabrics, but I'm gonna kind of get in really close. You can see how pretty she is. And all those spaces, again, that white, are gonna be full of pearls. I love her so much. I love her so much. So I might take Mermaid of the Pearls to StitchCon with me. I can't really just decide what I want to stitch on yet. And I know I should have probably been agonizing over this for weeks, but I've given it just a moderate bit of thought, not a ton. I'm kind of thinking of this one, and I'm thinking of this other one, the Carriage House samplings that I was stitching with Amy, X Stitches and Adventures, that I started last summer. That one's kind of been jiggling around in my brain, and that is a good, easy stitch. So maybe I should take something that doesn't require quite so much attention. However, part of me really wants to take this mermaid because I just haven't had as many opportunities to stitch. And I mean, when you own your own business, you work a lot. Well, maybe not everybody does. I do. So that means late nights and early mornings and not as much stitching time as I used to get. And I really want to get some progress and get this one done. So, maybe she goes to StitchCon. Maybe she goes to StitchCon and then she comes out, or she doesn't, right? If I'm not feeling it, because I want to visit with everybody and see everybody too. So, and not just be totally ignoring everyone getting my stitching done. All right, another whip. Got a little bit done on this one since you've last seen it. So this one is called Nature's Journey, and it's about sprouting lupine. And the spring version came out like in the spring edition of Just Cross Stitch, and now the summer version has been released. So the summer version is the brighter part. I don't have the spring magazine with me, but you can kind of see it grayed out kind of up here. Look how gorgeous. If you want to see someone who is like moving along on this, Helen D, the East Coast Crafter, she really has been working on it, and she's got a good bit done over here. I'm still in the spring. but I did get some progress done since the last time you've seen it. I think it's looking beautiful. I mean, and this one could go with me to StitchCon. I love the butterfly. I love the linen. I am doing this on a flannel flower with the called for DMC. I think it's just gorgeous. It's a nice stitch too, it's fun. So there's a strong possibility that one will get to go. It's living in this super cute bag by Tara, the 805 Stitcher. Now I saw on the FlossTuber list that Tara was gonna be at StitchCon, but I haven't asked her which weekend she was going. I haven't talked to her in a while, so maybe she'll be at weekend day. This next one, Karen, I'm talking to you. If you're watching, don't watch right now. Just da 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 da. So remember, I'm doing this ink circles round robin, and I got everybody's all at once, and I haven't had any time to do much stitching. I've worked on Karen's just a little bit to get going. So Karen chose Reflections of Amsterdam by Ink Circles. Beautiful. Let's see what her called for materials might be. I'm sure it's a piece of fox and rabbit linen, right? That would only make sense. Nope, that's somebody else's thread. Everybody's stuff is all living in one bag. So, oh gosh, Karen so nicely chose a variegated thread. It's down in there somewhere. Sorry, don't have more details. But so I don't have to worry about that. But here we are. Look how nice. I mean, and this is another option I could take to StitchCon. I feel like I could take this to StitchCon and knock this one out. This one is, I'm pretty sure it's on 40 count, if not something higher. And yeah, it's looking so good. Not stitching done by me, of course, but my friends, Julie and Amy, have really done a good job on the stitching. So this one is a possible for StitchCon. All right. This one I just pulled out. Maybe it was last month in May. Sweet Friendships by the Proper Stitcher. I started this with Andrea, the fancy stitcher. She had a stitch along for this last spring. And I was just at home one evening, April or May, and I didn't bring my iPad. I left it up here at the shop. I didn't bring it home with me. So and that's what I normally use to stitch. So I was like, I need to pick something simple to follow off of the paper chart. So this fit the bill. So I got a little bit more of that done. I'm stitching this on a piece of Toasted Coconut by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I'm using called for DMC, and it's looking good. Yet another option that I could take to StitchCon, right? I mean, I could take so many things. This is what I really need to take. Oh, let me just apologize on the front end to all of my wonderful, sweet, stitchy friends who started Praiseworthy Stitches sleigh ride with Leanne and Zan and I in December of last year. Yeah, because with the LNS, this thing has gotten almost zero attention. It has gotten some work since the last time you saw it, but it is nowhere near where it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like a monthly progress sort of situation. It is not happening, friends. It is not happening. I hope you all are having better luck than I am. I'm stitching it on a piece of 36 count Silent Night by Forbidden Fiber Co. And since the last time you saw it, I got more white put in over here. Bells. Yeah. I am using some DMC Flosh for the white stitches. I like it. I like the coverage. It's just one strand and I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. I really enjoy this. So this, I mean, I could just take this and do all that filling because I've done most of the counting. I mean, I'm about to have to move this nurse. So, it's a possibility. All a possibility. This lives in one of my very favorite project bags by Rivertown Designs US. That's my sister-in-law. And you can't really see, but this thing just is super glittery. It's just beautiful. And the Flosh, this is what Flosh looks like. And people say it's supposed to be like about like having 2 strands of DMC. I would say it's more like a strand and a half, but you know how white is. So I haven't used any of the other colors of Flosh, so I can't really comment on how they behave. All right, just a few more whips. This is one, I love this one. I started this last summer, I think, with my friend Zan, Crazy Band Lady Stitches. This is a Lindy Stitches chart. It used to be an exclusive, but it's not anymore, and I'm going to adjust the zip code on it. The zip code is for Portland, for the Acorns and Threads LNS there. I'm gonna adjust that to reflect my favorite Oregon beach, Agate Beach. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count natural raw, using called for all the things, and here's where I am. I'm kind of just working on that big blue whale, but it's really fun. And the whale is stitched in a beautiful color of Dinky Dye silk. Yeah, look at that little raggedy mess, but it's stitching up just fine. Stitching up just fine. It lives in this beautiful project bag made for me by my friend Nancy of the Bougie Stitchers. I love this. Speaking of which, the Bougie Stitchers, congratulations to Jen. That's Nancy's sister. She is doing a fantastic job with her online ONS online store. Yeah, her LNS online store. She's building a brick and mortar, but things are going along great. She's doing a great job. I have a fun chat with her and Stacy from Thread the Needle Stitchery. Every week we catch up about stuff and talk about shop stuff. Stacy opened an LNS in Greenville, Tennessee, and she already had the online store, but she opened an LNS, and that's going great. And it's nice to have people. We call ourselves the class of 2025. So we're having a great time, you know, helping each other out, and it's good to have that sort of I don't know, what do you call that? Not mentoring, like, and not companion. I don't know. Do you know what I'm going for? Like that support system. You're all in the same situations, sort of. You know, you can help each other out. Anyway, it's great. Okay. Now this is my last whip, so this is going to be all that I've been able to work on the last couple of months. This is Christmas Mini Moon by Plum Street Samplers, and this is my full moon stitch along that I do with my friends Julie and Karen, and they're way ahead of me, and they're doing so good. I think Julie just finished Salem Mini Moon. I don't remember what Karen finished, but here's where I am. I'm still working on that little wonky tree, which I adore. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count Salt Bush by Fox and Rabbit, using called for, looks like it's all DMC. Yeah, and you know, this is another eligible for StitchCon. Actually, super eligible. This one's just gonna go because it is the Strawberry Moon. Is it tonight or tomorrow? We sort of gives each other a little bit of grace, and we stitch for a few days when we stitch on our moon stitch along. So yeah, this one's going for sure. This one lives in this great bag made for me by Tammy, Creative Country Girl. She took one of my whips I asked her to, my Buddy the Elf by Good Morning Mally, made it into a super cute project bag for me. I love it. This is one of my favorite project bags. That's going to StitchCon. Okay, so those are all of my whips. Now, let's talk about, I have some Stitchy Kindness, and I have some haul, and I have Needlepoint, and I have some plans-ish, and I still have this for Sharon Williams, 6787. I didn't ever hear from you, Sharon, on the Caterpillar cross stitch chart with all of the cute things, home and heart. So let's just do, if I haven't heard from Sharon by my next FlossTube, which should be after I get back from StitchCon or shortly after, then I'll just pull another winner from when I gave this away. Okay, but Sharon, so guess what? Message me on Instagram, or you could email me at stitchersmemphis@gmail.com. That's my email address. And give me your contact information so I can get this in the mail to you. All right. Whoops. I'm not used to having this big table to do this at. So you can see behind me, this is my overdye wall as far for cross stitch, or, well, I mean, people use it for needlepoint too. So behind me, I've got some Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks. Yeah, it's beautiful. I've got a little bit of Threadworks over here, some Weeks. Yeah, we've got all of the things. I love to look at this wall. I love to look at all the colors. All right, what else do we have? Okay, so I'm super behind on showing you fabrics of the month. So I'm just gonna show them to you. I'm sure you've seen them on other people's channels, but I have a subscription to Oak Crown Studios. That's Oak Crown Studios is fabric dyed by my friend Amy. You'll know her on FlossTube as Fiber Arts Amy. And then I have a Fabric of the Month subscription by Under the Sea Fabrics. That's Leslie LaFleur. She has a shop down in Texas. She's great. And then Fabrics by Stephanie, one of my favorite fabrics. I have a Fabric of the Month and Fox and Rabbit through GaRon Stitchery. So let's see, we're gonna start with Under the Sea Fabrics. This one is a February Fabric of the Month, EOS. What did I get this in? A 32 count linen. Ooh, put something exciting on that, right? And then we've got the March Faunus. Beautiful, beautiful brown. I love this one. This one is like Malangong. I don't know how to say that, Leslie. She comes up with some wild names, I tell you. Oh. This one is May's Carmen. Very dramatic, but would be very good maybe for like a more of a primitive holiday piece. All right, so this is Oak Crown Studios. February Fabric of the Month is Meadow. Beautiful, beautiful. March is Leela May. Just a really nice peachy neutral. Oh, I get Lugana from Oak Crown Studios. Heather. Nice. May is Barely Blue, and that's accurate. Barely Blue, very nice. Then Fabrics by Stephanie. I do not know what months these came in. She doesn't put it on her labels, which is fine. So we're just gonna go with that. This is a 32 count Claire. Beautiful. I love this one. I think I already have this one. Winter Wishes. I ordered some of this for the shop too. My order has come in, but it needs to be cut and serged before it can go up on the wall. So, Lilac. Pretty. And Ceridwen. I like this one. This one's gorgeous. That is screaming for a Mirabilia for sure. And then my Fox and Rabbits. I get 40 count linen for them. This one is Paper Bark. And then we've got Duxbury, which I love that color. Desert Taipan. And Cameo. Those are my fabrics of the month. Now, bag of the month. I treat myself to a bag of the month made by Ronnie of GaRon Stitchery every month. And let's see, I think I've got them in the correct order. We've got March. They're just a great quality bag. They're very affordable. They're super well made. I love these bags. We've got these bunnies, I bet were for April. Adorable too. That cute fabric on the inside. Carrots. And May would be these beautiful dragonflies. Look at the gold on this fabric. So nice. And then, woo, showstopper. Are you ready? Because this one has probably been my favorite so far this year. Look. I love this. Do you see these ladybugs? Oh my gosh. These blue flowers. This is one of my favorite bags. In fact, I'm like, what else? What can I switch to this? What can I put in this? I wonder what that carriage house samplings I'm stitching, that one is in, because this would be great. And then my sweet sister-in-law, Angela, Rivertown Designs US. She gave me this one with the little notions. I love it. I do carry Angela's bags in the shop. If you're ever in, take a look at the bags. They're beautiful. Those are my bags of the month. All right. a few more things of haul. Not tons of haul. I did pick up this bag. I don't know if I showed this last time or not. It's by the 805 Stitcher Tara. This is for the stitch along that I'm going to be doing with Pam from Just Keep Stitching, of the Beatrix Potter Christmas tree that I have to pull 500 skeins of DMC for in just a minute. I'm just kidding. Sort of, not really. It's a lot of skeins of DMC. And I don't know if Pam and I are going to start this at StitchCon or if we're going to do it on a different day. I'm going to take it with me just to make sure. And then I was super excited about this new series from the Black Needle Society, the Downton Abbey series. I did not get to attend their digital retreat because I was in the middle of moving, but this is the beautiful pattern. I am a major Downton Abbey fan. Like, basically you can play the theme song music and it makes me start to tear up. It's ridiculous. Let's see what came in here. Even a butler has his favorites, milady, with the Abbey on there. I love that floss winder. Like, and the bag, you know, the bag is so good. So good. Let's see what all came in here. Some beautiful fabric from Laura's Fabrics. Let's see, what does it say what color this is? The Dowager's Hot Cross Stitch fabric. All right, and then we've got some Lord Grantham's Custom Blend Tea. And from Mrs. Patmore's Kitchen. I love this. Mrs. Patmore and Daisy are two of my favorite characters in the whole series. And I did put, like, they did recipes like they did with the Gilmore Girls, so I went on and put those in there. I love that. This fantastic needle minder, not the Duchess. And what else? Gwen's typewriter is a little wax thread waxer. What do we got here? We've got some floss from Color and Cotton. We've got Titanic Disaster, Turkish Ambassador. We don't want to do spoilers. Turkish Ambassador found dead. GB declares war on Germany. Spanish flu spreads across Europe. So, beautiful floss. Great names. And then, what is in here? Little... Oh, this is put that in your pipe and smoke it. A little charm. These are all things from the show, if you haven't watched. This smells really good. I'm not sure. It's made my whole bag smell good. Oh, I think it's some kind of soap. Ooh. What is this one called? Oh, this is What is a Weekend. This is called What is a Weekend. Oh, What is a Weekend needle minder, because it says What is a Weekend. Wait, let me find out what that's called, because this smells really good. Oh, O'Brien's Regret Soap Bar. It's by, curated by the Black Needle Society. It doesn't say who it is by. Oh, wait. Maybe it does on here. Amber Breeze. I don't know. It smells really good. Look at that. Got some money in there or something, some gold. That's fun. That is fun. So that was that bag. And then you got all of these things. And they host a great digital retreat to do all the things. So I didn't get to participate, but I know they do a great job. All right, let's see. Do I have, okay, a few more things. Haul is weird now. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I have an LNS, so every chart that comes in, I'm like, ooh, but it's weird. It's a little different now. I got some StitchCon gear. I also ordered some t-shirts from Athena's Stitching Goddess Designs. She did like a Mental Health May series, and then it says, I have them in the wash at home. Mental Health Matters, Cross Stitch Helps. They're part of my work uniforms. And then this one too, Stitch Happens. And then I got some StitchCon gear in the mail to take. So I've got my StitchCon t-shirts. And then where did that... There's this one. I like the colors of those. Oh, I got one of these sweatshirts. But I don't know, y'all. It's really soft, really pretty color, but it's cut really short. Like, and I don't know, that's not just my, I'll try it on again, but that's maybe not my vibe. I don't know, but I love the color and it is very soft. So it could just be a bum and sweatshirt. All right, let's see what else. Okay, Stitchy Kindness. So my friends, Bobby of Pumpkin Creek Primitives and Carrie and Sarah from Three Trail Stitchers, we have been planning for, and Whitney didn't get to go either. We have been planning for like 2 years to go to Disney together. The first year, something happened and we couldn't end up all making it. And the second year, well, I bought an LNS. So I couldn't go. Like, it happened right at the same time in March. They're school librarians, so they went on their spring break. And Fawn from Sanctum Stitching took my place, and I'm so happy she did, even though I was just dying to be there with them. Because, I mean, Disney and your Stitchy friends, like, what could you plan? I mean, you could plan something equally or not more fun, but like, we had really been looking forward to this. So Bobby didn't want me to feel left out, so she bought me some ears. She had everybody some ears made. So my favorite princess is Tiana from Princess and the Frog, and so she had some ears made for me, and so I appreciate that, Bobby. You're so sweet. And then my friends Carrie and Sarah, they stopped by Memphis and saw the store right before it opened, and they brought me a Cinderella pin to make into a needle minder. It's the 75th anniversary of the Disney movie of Cinderella, so there was some good Cinderella merch out there. Not the sweatshirt I was looking for, but isn't that sweet? So I need to make that into a needle minder. And then, what else did I get? All right, so we had a stitcher bring, sometimes this happens, people just bring and donate a bunch of stuff. Charts, magazines, floss, whatever. Usually I just try to let our 901 Stitchers group look at it or give it to stitchers that are around the shop that are interested. I did keep one of these magazines. I love a vintage magazine. This one is from January 1993, and I found this beautiful chart that I've been thinking about, and it's called Every Star, and it says, he knows every star and calls each one by name. And it is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. I love the chart. It is by, let's see who it's by. Designed by D. Morgan. So the chart is just fantastic. Lots of DMC, but this one is speaking to me. So on my radar. What else? Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe. Okay, let's just talk about Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe for a minute. First of all, if you are the tiniest bit interested in the primitive needle and primitive needle charts and the history of them, and so the primitive needle designer Lisa passed away several years ago, and her daughter Mariah has begun to re-release her charts on PDF on their website. You can follow Mariah on Instagram. I've already purchased 2 of my unicorn charts from Primitive Needle that I had not already found. One of them was Black at Sky and the other one was Salem Remembered. So I'm feeling really excited about that. Maybe I'll start one of those. I don't know. See? But there is an interview that Stephanie just within the last month did with Mariah. It is fantastic. She asks wonderful questions. Her curiosity is just a blessing to all of us because of the things she thinks to ask, I wouldn't have thought to ask. And Mariah was amazingly open and giving, and I can't tell you how great it was just to hear things from her perspective and how touching. And so anyways, if you are remotely interested, I highly recommend you go over to Cross Stitch the Globe and watch Stephanie's video about the primitive needle. Wonderful. And I am very excited to meet Stephanie at StitchCon Weekend A this weekend. All right. So Stephanie also has been doing destashes of vintage cross stitch things. Not all vintage, but some. go to her channel to check out to hear the whole story behind that. But I have kept up with it. And the second thing another thing that I bought from her the other day was a lavender and lace that I had not seen before called Ice Angel. Look how beautiful she is. So this is by Marilyn Levitt Emblem, copyright 1993. It asks for all kinds of weird things to use in here, like Balder and Marlet, and well, we're gonna figure that out when time comes. But isn't that beautiful? Yeah, Ice Angel, so pretty. So couldn't resist that. And then I have behaved myself more than you can imagine owning a shop, and I have 2 cross stitch purchases. So the first one is by Nora Corbett, new release, Miss White Owl. Oh my goodness, I love her so much. I do. Like her little owl, and I love the colors. So good. Comes with the embellishment pack. I do have these in the shop. Love them. And then the companion is Miss Starling, and she is absolutely full of drama. Do you see her? It's just coming off her in waves. She calls for DMC, Mill Hill beads, and some Krynic. I don't have the Krynic, but oh, my ears are falling out. But only 3 packs of beads. So I have restrained myself fairly well, I have to say. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Okay, so I think let's do some needlepoint plans. My plans are just to stitch what I want when I can, except for one thing I have going. So you remember last year I stitched a stocking for my grandson Brooks. This year I am stitching a stocking for my grandson Rhodes. However, I have chosen to do it Rhodes a needlepoint stocking, mainly because y'all, needlepoint just moves faster than cross stitch because you don't have to count. Also, because of the stockings that my daughter has chosen were super intensive. You know, they're beautiful. It's beautiful, but I don't necessarily have the time, and I don't think it's realistic. So basically, I started a stocking for my grandson Rhodes. I'll show you a little piece of it. I can't really get it out of the scroll rod, but you'll get the idea. So that's a needlepoint stocking. I'm stitching this in 2 different fibers right now, 2 different threads, in a corduroy stitch pattern. And I'm doing one row or column is straw. It's silk and ivory, and it is a 50% silk, 50% merino wool. Comes out of Switzerland. It's beautiful. And then the other row, which, where is it? And amidst all of my many threads, is Silk Lame braid. It's for 13 count, LB 104. And it's just got a little bit of enough of shine. Really pretty, really pretty. So I have all my threads living in another Sheba Designs little portfolio here, but it's living inside of a dinosaur project bag. All right, so that is going to be a big focus of mine for the next several months to get this done. And it's fun. I've planned out some stitches. I'm gonna do some fuzzy stuff for their hats, velvet for their pants and their coats, all sorts of things. Some sparkles for these garlands up here. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm super excited about it. And then my other needlepoint, I have a finish. So I talked about him last time. This is my Disney duckling. How adorable is he? He turned out so good. So the background stitch is a diagonal Scotch stitch over 4. And then for his body, I used something called fuzzy stuff. And I just did a bunch of long stitches. I love how it turned out. I used a black velvet for his ears and his eye. And then his little bill is also some berry velvets. And then for his feet, I use some neon rays and some straw silk fibers, and he is fantastic. So he is gonna I'm turning him into an ornament, and then I'm actually gonna just tuck the loop underneath it, and I'm gonna put him in one of the Penny Lane acrylic magnet coasters. He's gonna sit by my stitchy spot, or he's gonna live up here at work. I haven't decided just yet, but I love him so much. I'm obsessed. So cute. And then my last piece of haul is a needlepoint canvas. I have been thinking a very long time about what kind of memorial I would like to stitch for my dad. And my dad and I watched The Sopranos every Sunday, every season. It's one of our favorite shows. We would talk about it endlessly. I wish he was still here to rewatch it with me. So when I saw this canvas of Tony coming down the driveway, I knew this was the one I wanted to do for my dad. So I'm gonna choose my fibers and my stitches and stitch it, and I'm actually gonna just have this one framed and have it at home as a memorial to my dad. So I love it. I love it so much. All right, y'all, I think that's it. I'm excited about going to StitchCon. I think I'll just try to post stuff on social media, as always. So I do have a new social media for the shop. It is Stitchers Memphis. I post a little bit, you know, on Memphis Sarah E still too, just so that if people don't know about what's going on with the shop, they could hop on over and follow. But Memphis Sarah E still will mainly be focused on my stitching, whatever that may be. So yeah, follow me on Instagram under both accounts. I also have a TikTok for Stitchers Memphis and a Facebook page. I do hope to be taking this shop online by the fall. So I'm not sure everything I'm going to offer yet, but it will be a mix of cross stitch and needlepoint. I'm excited about it. I'm going to do a trial run when I get back from StitchCon and put some canvases up there for this trunk show that we're hosting this month. But yeah, I'm super excited, all the things. If you are coming through Memphis, come on over. Welcome. We're here Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 to 4. Thursdays we're here from 10 until 8. But if you're coming in through town on a Monday and you want to stop by the shop, just message me on Instagram. I'll be happy to come up here and meet you. It's not too far from my house. It's not a trouble. And if it's the only day you can come by, I'd rather just come on in for a little bit and let you see what's going on. It's great. It's been great. And again, thank you to my fantastic family, my friends, people in the Stitchy community. There's several of you all that are shop owners that I have just bugged the stew out of and asked a million questions of. And thank you for being so open, and everybody's just been so great. So I am so excited about StitchCon. I am ready to go spend some time with my friends and do some stitching and shopping and visiting and all of the things. Yeah, I hope, and you know, I'm going to try to get back on when I get back, and I would like to get into a better routine as far as, you know, whether it's bi-weekly or weekly. It's a goal. It's always a goal. So anyway, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day or night, whichever it may be. Enjoy your stitching and take care. And Chris and Stacy and Ray and Brian.
Grab you some.
Beep, beep,
All of them go in your box, or are you doing a certain season?
we're doing. Hey, John. We got Steve out here. Woo! Getting it out.
Sarah, if there, you got me?
Yeah.
So if there's one thing I've learned in this job, you're not the boss of me. Sarah is.
Oh. Oh, you're funny. Let's see what our floss wall's looking like
What
over
books
here.
you talking about? He got some books too.
Brian's got books over there. Yep.
Because they sometimes tack it on a frame and then
Yeah.
that's what it is. These are
Some pictures.
No, you didn't know. He's so proud you didn't.
Look at it, 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 look at it.
As soon as he
Let's go, girls.
Woo! Go Brooks, go! Woo! Yay! Good morning, Stitchy friends. What is this, do you say? This is just a little sneak peek at one of our fantastic LED lights. We're going to be able to see your stitching in here for sure, and a bit of... Let's go! Wow! Looky, looky, looky. John's gonna get screws and screw the top on tomorrow. But ta-da! Done. Done. Well, part of me wishes we could keep it this empty. This is the calm before the storm. Inventory's coming back in from the house. Oh, this is chairs. Here we go. Not done in here yet. Not quite finished in here yet. Anyway, we're on the last layer of this. Wish you were here. You did a good job putting these away, putting these in the box, but whew. Love you.
Come and finish it.
Yeah. Sarah from Stitchers Memphis here, proof of life. So look, I was hoping to be open this week, but with the window being replaced, and even though we're working till midnight most nights, it's gonna be next week, y'all. So I know I said end of the month, but really I'm shooting for Tuesday, April the 1st for a soft opening for us. So I don't know if you've seen anything, or if you remember, if you've seen the shop before, but this is our new door. It's so good. It lets in so much more light. I'm gonna do like a super quick run in the shop. I've got everybody's in here helping, and I just want to boop, don't judge, because here we go. New floor, ta-da, wall of fabric, working so hard on serging, ironing, all the things. Okay, so I promise, like I said, oh, ugly feet, stuff is happening and coming soon, and we can't wait to see you in here. Bye.
So look, y'all, good morning. I'm just going to show you real quick what I'm doing today. The plan is to get all of my Weeks, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks hung up on this wall, which is gonna be my cross stitch corner. That's the window that's getting replaced on Tuesday. That's ugly because it's messed up and broken. And anyway, but look, boxes and boxes of stuff. And boxes of hooks, and hopefully, no, I do not have enough. Okay, this is going to be kind of a quick buzz through. I'll have a longer version on my FlossTube. Come on in. Needlepoint. Canvases on the wall. We've got some fun new Stitchers Memphis merch. Yes, yes, yes. Ready for Easter. We have some beautiful pieces from the Fox and Rabbit trunk show that we're going to be having. Some Stitchers Memphis needle minders. We've got your notions. We've got your fabric for cross stitch, your over dyes, a place to do a floss toss for cross stitchers. Plenty of market merch. Yes, yes, yes. How fast can I do this? Needle pointers, great place to kit up your canvases. We got Pam and Steph on FlossTube 24/7, stretcher bars, Q-snaps, and a really fun stitchy room to hang out with your friends, enjoy some complimentary coffee, water, and of course, look at our Mill Hill wall. Oh, can't wait to see everyone in the shop. This has been so great. See y'all soon.